What are the best mechanical keyboards for people just starting out in this hobby? I'm going to give you the answers up front. The links for all of these keyboards are in the description below. Most of these keyboards are easy to find in stock, but your mileage may vary. Some of these models are ready to go, and a few others are kits where you can purchase the switches and keycaps separately. From largest to smallest. If you're interested in the 96% form factor, take a look at the KPRepublic YC96, which sells between $60 and $90 USD, the YMD Melody 96, which sells for $160, and the YMD 96, which ranges between $100 and $150. If you're interested in a 10 keyless board, take a look at the Gamma K87 for $80, the Keychron K8 for $79 to $99, and the KPRepublic MKB87 for $80. If a 75% board is just your type, take a look at the EpoMaker EP84 for $85 and the IDOBAO ID80 for $140. In the 65% range, there are a whole bunch of options. The Novelkeys NK65 Entry for $95, the Gamma K66 for $60, the EpoMaker G68x or XS for $95 to $179, the KPRepublic YC66 between $60 and $70, and the Keychron K6 for $79 to $99. And finally, the 60% crowd. We have the Geek GK61x or XS for $50 to $100, and the Geek GK64x or XS for the same price. A new addition to this lineup is the Kemove 61 Snowfox, the 2020 update, for $90. Whew! Now that we've finished all that lingo, if you'd like to know why I consider these to be the best keyboards to start out with, their pros and cons, and other keyboard models that are very decent but didn't make the cut, please keep watching. Hi, I'm Junia from Music Mech. When you're starting out in this hobby, you want to make sure that your keyboard will give you the most flexibility to explore all the options of customizability in the mech world without breaking the bank. From changing your switches, lubing them, Frankensteining switches together, modifying your stabilizer, adding foam to the case, changing keycaps, and more, there is so much you can do to make your keyboard the best version it can be for you. The reason I'm making this video is because I wish there had been a video like this when I first started looking into mechanical keyboards. Because of the lack of decent beginner information, I ended up purchasing a very good model, but it offers little to no flexibility to make modifications unless you're very experienced and feel comfortable with a soldering iron. So, in looking for my next board, the criteria I made for myself was that whatever option I considered, it needed to have a hotswap PCB that supported 5-pin switches. Let me repeat that. In my opinion, the best beginner mechanical keyboards need to have 5-pin hotswap PCBs. All the keyboards I recommended to you earlier have this feature, and some have some other bells and whistles that may be better for different use cases. Naturally, this leads us to why are 5-pin hotswap PCBs so important? Let's break it down. Hotswap. Hotswap allows you to change out switches without the need for soldering. Soldering can be a huge bridge to cross for some, like myself, and if you don't have the equipment, it's an additional expense. The lifespan of these types of PCBs can be shorter than soldered ones if you're not careful, but they are also relatively inexpensive to replace and easy to find. The flexibility you have with these PCBs is unmatched. You can test out a board with different switches in each socket, change them out as often as you'd like, and make a half linear, half tactile board. You get the picture. Now, 5-pin support. There are many hot swappable boards on the market. However, not all are made equal. Some may offer a TEMU hot swap sockets, which are not compatible with the very popular Cherry MX style switch type. But any board with KL or Gatoron hot swap sockets are a step in the right direction. Within the KL and Gatoron hot swap socket variations, you will find 3-pin and 5-pin support. 3-pin boards will only allow you to use switches with 3 pins, per the name. So if your board only supports this, you would need to clip the extra stems on any 5-pin switch you want to try out. 3-pin switches can only be plate mounted, but 5-pin switches can be plate mounted and PCB mounted. This is why I'm so against 3-pin hot swap sockets. They force you to physically alter 5-pin switches, thus limiting the possibilities of using them in future builds with different PCBs, or even selling them in the aftermarket if they didn't work out for you. If you think that you won't be bothered by this issue, fantastic! You have even more keyboards to consider than the ones I mentioned above. But if you feel that you want to stay in this hobby for a while, tinker around, I cannot emphasize enough the need for 5-pin support. It will change your life. So, we've covered why 5-pin hot swap keyboards are the best for beginners in the hobby, and the best options within that category. In my next video, I'll be giving you a rundown of the pros and cons of the recommended keyboards. In the meantime, you'll find links to the keyboards and reviews of them made by other YouTubers in the description below. Please watch those to get more information and let them know that I sent you.
Hello there.
So, this video will be the first in a mini-series I'm making to help beginners like myself in the community. I hope this video can help you in your journey to become well-versed in mechanical keyboards. None of the links below are affiliate links, and none of this content was sponsored. It's just a very passionate rant to hopefully put you in a better position than I was in when I started. If you know of any other keyboards that fit the 5-pin hot swap requirement, please let me know in the comments below. If not, I'll see you next time. Stay safe.